Hey everyone, welcome back to Everyday Chinese English Academy, your daily guide to Chinese language and culture. I'm Ming, glad to have you with us today.
And I'm Emma. Hi, everyone. Hope your day's going well wherever you're listening from. We are so glad you're here.
So Emma, last episode we did the subway, right? And at the end, I think you said something like, next we're going to teach you how to order food in China.
I did say that, so is that what we're doing today?
Kinda, but I want to be honest with you. Ordering food is way too narrow a thing to talk about. Because in China, getting food is like three completely different worlds. So today, I'm going to do this a little differently. Instead of running through a vocabulary list, I'm just going to tell you three stories. Three real things that happen when you try to eat in China.
Three worlds. Okay, lay it on me.
Story one is the street food world, the little stalls and carts on the corner. Story two is restaurants, which, trust me, work nothing like American restaurants. And story three is the convenience store, which, Emma, the convenience store in China is its own universe. We'll get there.
Okay, the convenience store is its own universe is the most ominous thing I've heard today.
You'll see. By the end of this, if you ever show up in China and you're hungry, you're going to know exactly what to do. And more importantly, what not to do that screams, I'm a tourist.
Eat like a local.
Exactly. Eat like a local. Let's go. And we're starting where you should always start, with breakfast. Because honestly, breakfast in China is where I fell in love with all of this in the first place.
Oh, breakfast first. Good call. I am a breakfast person.
Then you're going to love this. So here's the thing about Chinese street food. The best way to explain it is just to take you to the place I go every single Sunday morning. Picture this. I live in Nanshan District in Shenzhen. Every Sunday, I roll out of bed around 10, throw on flip-flops, walk down to this little spot at the end of my street. There's this auntie who runs a steamer cart there. And before I even open my mouth, she just looks at me, nods, and starts making my breakfast.
Wait. Before you say anything?
Before I say anything, she knows. Extra egg, no scallions, extra sweet soy sauce. She's been making me the same thing for like 8 months. There's no menu, no ordering app, no loyalty card. She sees me, she remembers, she makes it. And there's a line of like 5 people behind me, and somehow she's tracking all of them too.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's like the Chinese version of the usual.
Kinda, yeah. And the thing she's making is called chang fun. Chang fun. Let me say it slowly. Chang fun. Chang fun.
Chang fun. What is it?
It's like rice noodle rolls, but that doesn't really do it justice. Picture a big steel steamer drawer, the kind that pulls out like a desk drawer. She pours this super thin rice batter into it, like paint thin. Closes the drawer, steam shoots out for maybe 30 seconds. She pulls it out, and there's this delicate, glossy white sheet of cooked rice on the metal. She scatters in your toppings, egg, shrimp, beef, whatever, and then she takes a flat scraper and just rolls the whole thing up like a cigar. Cuts it into 3 or 4 pieces, drops it on a plate, and pours sweet soy sauce all over it.
Wait, sweet soy sauce? Soy sauce is supposed to be salty.
This is the part that breaks every American's brain. In Guangdong, the soy sauce for chang fun is sweet. They simmer it with sugar and spices. It's like a savory caramel. And then you add a little chili sauce on the side. And that's it. That's the dish.
Okay, that actually sounds incredible. How fast does she make it?
Like 90 seconds, from I want one to it being on a plate in front of you. There's no way American breakfast can compete with that.
And there's no menu?
No menu, no prices. You just walk up and say, and this is your first phrase for today, Lao ban, lai fan. Lao ban, lai fan. Literally, boss, give me one. Portion. That's your magic sentence. Works at every street stall in China.
Lao ban, boss?
Boss, but it's not corporate boss. In Chinese, laoban is what you call any small business owner. The guy at the noodle shop, the lady at the fruit stand, the dude selling roasted sweet potatoes on the corner, all laoban. It's a sign of respect, like you're the one running this thing. You're in charge.
Oh, I love that. So everyone gets to be a boss.
Exactly. And by the way, if it's a woman, you can also say lao ban niang. Lao ban niang. Same thing, female version. That's what my breakfast auntie is. She's the lao ban niang.
And then lai yi fan means give me one?
Come one portion. Lai yi fan. Lai is come, yi is one, fun is portion. Super flexible. Want two? 来两份. Want a coffee? 来一杯咖啡? It's a building block.
Lai yi fun. Okay, so I just walk up and say, Lao ban, lai yi fun.
And that's when she'll ask you the most important follow-up question of any street food encounter in China. She'll look at you and she'll say, la bu la, spicy or not spicy?
Oh God, that's a high-stakes question.
It is, because if you say yes and you can't actually handle Chinese spicy, you're gonna have a bad time. But if you say no, sometimes the dish loses half its soul. So choose wisely.
La bu la. How do I answer?
Just repeat back. La means yes spicy, bu la means not spicy. Dian la means a little spicy. That's the safe traveler answer.
dian la. A little spicy.
Perfect. Now you can survive any Chinese street stall. You walk up, you say, Lao ban, lai fan. She asks you la bu la, you say, dian la, and 90 seconds later, you have breakfast. That's the whole interaction.
That is genuinely the simplest food experience I've ever heard of.
And here's the thing that gets me. I've been going to my breakfast auntie for 8 months now. 8 months, and not once have I had to say a single one of those words, because she just knows. That's the regular customer thing. In China, if you go to the same small place even 3 or 4 times, the owner remembers you. They remember what you order, they remember if you don't like cilantro, and they will preemptively make your order before you say anything.
That's so wild compared to America. In America, even if I go to the same Starbucks every day for a year, the barista is still going to ask me my name and spell it wrong.
Yeah, and that's not because Chinese people have superhuman memory. It's because the scale is different. My breakfast auntie probably has 60 regular customers max. She sees the same faces every weekend. She's not running a chain, she's running a relationship.
Okay, so now I want a chang fun auntie of my own.
Honestly, everyone deserves one. But you know what? That's the easy story. Because once you stop eating on the street and you actually walk into a real restaurant in China, things get weird in a totally different way.
Wait, weird how?
Okay, so picture the opposite of the breakfast auntie. Instead of someone who knows what you want before you ask, you've got a system where nothing happens until you ask out loud. And the first time my American friend ran into that system, I almost lost him.
Wait, almost lost?
Almost lost. So a couple years ago, I had a friend visiting from the US. American guy, super nice, never been to China before. And I take him to this Chuansai restaurant in Nanshan. That's Sichuan food. Super spicy, super famous. Mid-range place, totally normal. The kind of restaurant where everyone in Shenzhen eats every week.
Okay.
We sit down, the waitress brings us menus, we start looking. 5 minutes pass, 10 minutes pass, 15 minutes pass, and my friend is just sitting there, getting visibly more and more uncomfortable. And I'm like, what's going on? And finally he leans over and whispers, I think they forgot about us.
Aw.
And I started laughing, like full-on laughing, because I realized he was sitting there waiting for the waitress to come back to us. He was doing the American thing, where you make eye contact, you do the polite little wave, and the server comes over. He'd been doing that for 15 minutes, and nobody had come.
Okay, so what was actually happening?
What was actually happening is, in China, the waitress assumes you're still looking at the menu until you tell her you're not. She's not ignoring you, she's giving you space. The default is, leave the customer alone. If you want her, you have to actively call her over.
How do you call her over?
You raise your voice and you say, Fu Yuan, Fu Wu Yuan. It just means service person. Or in some places, people say, Mei Nu, which literally means beautiful woman, but it's just like miss. Doesn't have the creepy connotation it would in English. It's just how you flag down a waitress.
Wait, so I just shout Fu Yuan across the restaurant?
Yes, and you don't even feel weird about it after a while. Everyone does it. The whole restaurant is people calling out Fu Yuan at random times. It sounds like chaos to a Westerner the first time, but it's actually really efficient because nobody is sitting there like my friend, miserable, waiting for someone to make eye contact.
Okay, this is genuinely blowing my mind because in America, calling out to a waiter feels so rude. Like, I would literally rather starve than do that.
I know, that's the cultural gap. In America, the polite thing is to wait quietly. In China, the polite thing is to be clear about what you want. Both are politeness systems. They just have opposite defaults.
So you're telling me I've been doing this completely wrong every time I imagine eating in China?
You and every other Westerner. Look, here's how I broke it down for my friend. I said, in China, the waitress is like a button.
She's not going to come to you because you're sad and need attention. She's going to come to you when you press the button, and the button is the word fu yuan.
Fu yan. Fu yan.
Yeah, 3 syllables. Fu is to serve, wu is task or duty, yuan is person. So literally, serve, task, person. It's a totally functional word, no frills.
That's actually so direct. I love it.
And then when you're done eating, there's another magic word. When you want the bill, you call her over again with fu yuan, and then you say, my dan, buy the bill.
My done. Buy the bill?
Buy the bill. My is buy, dan is bill or list. Some people also say jiezhang, which means settle the account. Both work, but my dan is more casual. It's what you'll hear most of the time in places like restaurants and bars.
So the whole restaurant interaction is just sit down, look at menu, yell fu yen, order, eat, yell fu yuan again, say my done, leave?
That's literally it. And the magic of it is, once you stop being polite American about it and start being clear Chinese about it, eating in China becomes the easiest thing in the world. You're not waiting on anyone. You're just eating.
Okay, I take back the I would rather starve thing. I will yell fu yen if it means I get to eat Sichuan food faster.
That's the spirit. By the way, my friend, after like the 3rd meal, he was yelling fu yuan louder than I was. He converted. He went home and he told all his American friends, you have to be loud in Chinese restaurants. That's the rule. So I converted one American.
One conversion at a time.
Yeah. Okay, but here's where it gets really fun. Because we've talked about street food, we've talked about restaurants. There's one more place, and this is the one literally nobody warned you about before you go to China.
Is this where the convenience store universe comes in?
Yes, it is. The 7-Eleven, the Family Mart, the Lawson. And I promise, this is the one that's going to genuinely surprise you because Chinese convenience stores are not what you think.
I'm bracing.
So the first thing you have to understand is, in America, a 7-Eleven is a place you go to buy chips and energy drinks at 2 a.m., right? Like it's mostly packaged stuff, maybe a sad hot dog rolling on a heater. In China, a 7-Eleven is basically a tiny restaurant. You can have an entire meal in there. It's a hot food place that happens to also sell shampoo.
Wait, an entire meal? Like real food?
Real food. There's a whole hot food counter. Steamed buns, fried rice, curry, microwave bento boxes. And the 2 things I want to tell you about are the things every foreigner gets confused by the first time. Number 1, the thing in the giant pot at the counter that looks like a war crime.
Oh no, what is it?
It's a pot of dark, almost black, hard-boiled eggs sitting in a brown liquid that smells like soy sauce and something herbal. It looks like the eggs have been there for 100 years. And to a foreigner walking in for the first time, it looks deeply, deeply wrong.
That sounds like a horror movie.
It is the first time, but it's actually called cha ye dan, literally tea leaf egg. The eggs are simmered in a broth made of soy sauce, black tea leaves, star anise, and Chinese spices. The shell gets cracked just slightly so the marinade seeps in, and when you peel it, the white of the egg has this beautiful marbled brown pattern, like a geode. It's actually one of the most iconic Chinese snacks. People eat them for breakfast, for lunch, for a snack on long train rides. You can get one at any 7-Eleven for like 3 RMB.
So it's not rotten?
It's not rotten. It's one of the best things you can eat. But every Westerner I've ever brought to a Chinese convenience store goes through the same 5 stages. First, they see it. Second, they go, what is that? Third, I tell them. Fourth, they say, I don't know, man. Fifth, they try one, and they're hooked for life.
Okay, I'm gonna need to try a cha ye dan.
Cha ye dan. Say it with me. Cha ye dan.
Cha ye dan. Tea leaf egg. I love that the name just tells you what it is.
That's Chinese for you. The names are usually just blunt descriptions. Okay, second thing. Right next to the tea egg pot is usually a big glass case, and inside the case is a hot broth, and floating in the broth are dozens of little skewers. And on the skewers are fish balls, tofu, daikon radish, kelp, mushrooms, sausages, sometimes quail eggs. This is called guandongju. Guandongju. It's basically Japanese oden that became huge in China.
Okay, how does that work?
That's the part that confuses everyone, because there's no menu and there's no employee handing it to you. You walk up to the case, you grab a pair of tongs from the side, and you just pick what you want. You put it on a paper bowl, then you bring it to the cashier, and he counts your skewers and charges you per skewer.
Wait, I have to identify everything by sight?
Yes, and that's where it gets fun, because the first time you do it, you have no idea what anything is. Tofu and fish balls look pretty similar in broth. Beef tendon looks like a brown mystery, and there's no way to ask because the cashier is over there, not standing next to you.
Oh my God, I would just panic grab 6 things at random and pretend it was on purpose.
That's literally what happens. And then you bring it to the counter and the cashier just rings them up, doesn't blink. Even if you've combined fish balls with sweet potato with tofu skin in a way that no Chinese person would ever do. He doesn't care. He just charges you.
So if I'm in a Chinese 7-Eleven and I want to ask, what is this thing? How do I do that?
The phrase you want is 这是什么?这是什么? What is this? You can point at literally anything in China and say 这是什么, and the worst case is they just laugh at you. Best case, you learn a new food.
这是什么? This is what?
This is what? Word for word. 这 is this, 是 is, 什么 is what? Super useful. Use it everywhere.
Okay, I love that this whole episode is teaching me to just walk up to things and ask, what is this? That's basically my entire personality already.
Then you are going to do amazing in China, honestly.
Okay, so we did all 3 worlds. What's the takeaway?
3 things. That's it. Number 1, smell stuff. Trust your nose. The best food in China is on a street that smells amazing, not on a street with English signs. Number 2, don't be afraid to be loud. Yell fu yuan, yell laoban. Be clear. People appreciate clarity way more than they appreciate quiet politeness. And number 3, in China, the convenience store is your friend. Don't be scared of the dark eggs. Get the cha ye dan. Get the guandongju. Just point at things and say, 这是什么?
Smell stuff, be loud, and eat the dark eggs. Got it.
That's the whole episode in 3 sentences. If you can do that, you're already eating like a local.
Honestly, I feel like this was less of a Chinese lesson and more of a survival guide. I love it.
That's what we're going for. So if this was useful, do us a favor and hit subscribe wherever you're listening. Leave us a review. It really helps us reach more people who are curious about China.
And tell us in the comments, what's the weirdest food experience you've had in China, or the thing you were scared to try and ended up loving? We want to hear it.
Until next time, stay curious, stay hungry, and 来一份, order one of everything.
Bye, everyone. 再见.
再见.